All right. So targeted on Facebook is on. Targeted on YouTube is online, and my personal Facebook one is good to go. And we lost Nicholas, and now he's back.
You know that happens every time I want to see something on the tablet. That's the only bad thing about it. But I was just checking my bracket.
Oh, you did a bracket. I didn't do a bracket. So welcome to
Yeah,
the
I
Talk of
have
the
to do a
Podcast.
bracket.
Let's start with that.
I have to do a bracket, dog. Gotta do a bracket.
I didn't do. Are you doing it with a group of friends or whatever, or like a group of people, or just
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't try to do one this year. I mean, I haven't done one in the last couple years, and quite frankly, I kind of like that. But yeah, no. Welcome to Talk of the Podcast. I'm Sahi. That's Nicholas. I'm looking at
I
your
fixed that. Good Lord.
Nicholas.
We're
Did you cut off just?
very sensitive over here, man. We're very sensitive. Okay? Very sensitive over
Yeah, we just chopping it up today, right, Nicholas? Got some topics we want to get through. So thank you guys for watching. Big one, March Madness. Yeah, so we were just talking about like March Madness a couple of seconds ago. I used to religiously do a bracket, and I used to be one of those idiots that would do the research and think that they can get like the perfect bracket, and then after years and years of trying and failing and losing to the person that doesn't care about it, like I was at my friend's house today, and I did a bracket with her, and she literally did no research and won my bracket, won $100 off of me, right?
here. Bro,
And it's
it's
like,
it's totally random.
yeah, it really is random. You can't guess this, right?
Look,
So
I saw a
yeah,
stat the other day. Because I use ESPN, right?
yeah,
17 million brackets on ESPN. There are now, well, at least this was like, what, 2 days ago?
yeah.
So 700 perfect brackets remain out of 17 million.
That's crazy. 700. That's actually a lot. So I heard on Yahoo there's only 16 perfect brackets after like day one. Like I think there was like $1 billion bet for someone for like the perfect bracket. Like that you'll get $1 billion if you get the perfect bracket, and like no one's ever won ever,
Yeah.
right? Like it's
Come on.
usually after round two is then like no one gets the
Yeah.
perfect bracket,
Yeah.
right? I think it was like a Warren Buffett that did that thing too. So yeah, we're talking about like March Madness and bracketology and how I didn't do a bracket. And I'm kind of happy this year because it's like I actually watched the Kentucky game. I watched Kentucky get upset by St. Peter's. And I was like, that's nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would have called it. I know my ass, I probably would have had him in the final four. So
University of Richmond beat Iowa. That was a 12 over a 5, if I'm not
yeah.
mistaken. So
12 over 5 usually
I'm from
happen.
Richmond, so Cap City stand up, you know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
yeah, I did not have that. I
Yeah.
had him losing.
You could we're not gonna talk a whole lot about the women's bracket, unfortunately, but there's some big upsets in the women's bracket as well, right?
For
Women's
sure.
bracket, I usually like it's very straightforward because the level of play between schools is just so wide, right? So for example, you probably enjoy this. South Carolina beat like the pants out of like Howard, right? Like the halftime
Of
score was
course.
like 44-4.
Yeah.
In the women's
Yeah. Of course.
um but for like I'm trying to pull up the men's bracket now, and yeah, there've been some upsets. I mean, as always, right? Always
Yeah.
upsets, right? So obviously the big one, so St. Peter's actually is in the Sweet 16 because they upsetted Kentucky and they won their next game. They beat Murray State. They're in the Sweet 16, so they're dancing right now. Had a couple, I think some 12-5 upsets. New Mexico State over UConn.
Yep.
And Houston won. I saw the Houston Illinois game today too. That was pretty
Houston
good.
lost.
No, Houston won.
Okay,
Yeah. So Houston beat
I have
Illinois.
them going. I have
What
them
was the
making
score?
it through a couple rounds.
Iowa State beat my home state school LSU. LSU's not a coach.
Okay.
So that was an 11-6 matchup. Actually, I think did Michigan lose? I did hear no, Michigan won. Yeah, Michigan was an 11 seed and they beat like Colorado State. So it's 11-6 ones aren't like that like impressive or the well they are. The
Yeah, I
5-12
mean
as
they
well
usually
too.
happen, right? I
Yeah.
was shocked. I saw the UConn New Mexico State game. And boy, Teddy Allen was getting
Mm,
off that game, shooting
mm,
their lights out. And I loved his post game interview. Like this dude, this is the one thing that I feel like people, when you're watching college sports over,
yeah.
some people prefer college sports over pro sports. But with college sports, you can really see like the passion with some of these cats. Like this dude
Yeah.
was like all over the court, like, just like whole lot of
Yeah.
personality. He gave a great interview at the end of the game. So, big up to that guy, man. Hopefully they do some damage in the tournament this year.
Yeah. College sports. No, you're absolutely right. Like a lot of these guys, they're not the millionaires. They're not going like pro. Like this is it for them. This is the stage,
Right,
right?
right.
They're out there and just putting all on the line. So I mean, watching like St. Peter's, and of course I'm gonna notice like the white guy on the floor, but he was balling. Like seriously, he was hitting threes, like getting his teammates in it, and I was like, fuck yes, like that's great, you know.
Okay. Yeah. Hey.
Um, and yeah, I don't know his name, and my friends got at me for not knowing people's names, and I apologize. I can look it up right quick. But like,
Yeah, I'm on Google right now thinking about like the next point I'm gonna make because
yeah,
I don't know any of the players' names or whatever.
yeah,
Obviously, but I mean,
I have not kept up with college at all this season.
yeah, I
Like
haven't
at
seen anybody.
all. No, interesting thing about like so St. Peter's, like the 15 seed knocking out a 2 seed. Um, their their mascot is the Peacocks. The St. Peter's Peacocks.
Yeah, I heard some things about them peacocks. Yeah.
So yeah, their coach is just chill as hell. They weren't even number one in their standings either. Like Iona had them beat. I don't even think Iona is still playing right now. So that's the wonder of March Madness. What do you think about Duke this year? You think they're gonna go all the way?
I mean, I feel like Duke always has a strong team every year, just about.
Almost always, yeah.
But I usually leave after the Sweet 16. I usually count them out, just
Really?
because. Yeah. Not that I have anything against Duke or whatever, but a highly touted team like that, you gotta have them winning at least a couple rounds. But
Yeah.
after that, I usually pick an upset.
Well, I mean, so the guy's name that I was talking about for the St. Peter's was his name is Dirk Edgert, right?
Doug
Um,
who? What's his last name?
Edgert, Edert.
Okay.
So yeah, he was balling out. Averaged 10 points this season. I don't know like what was his points in. Oh, 20 points against UConn.
Doing damage.
Yeah, 50% from threes against Murray State. Right.
There you go.
Like he was balling out. So definitely happy to see that for sure.
And then, of course, I got reminded again just how important. We talked about this in an earlier episode when the top football recruit ended up going to Jackson State.
Yeah.
So you saw like Norfolk State coming in, one of the playing games, and they got demolished, obviously, just because of the disparity in talent. But I just get reminded, like, if one of these top recruits would go to HBCUs, man, we would be able to show up. So, I mean, shout out to Norfolk State for making the tournament. hopefully, next time it's Hampton that's there, we're able to get the dub. But it's tough to watch those games sometimes because you just know they might score like 20 points and be like 65-22, and then whoever they're playing puts in their scrubs, empties the bench, and But I try to support where I can.
Yeah, no, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. So yeah, it's gonna be a very interesting tournament. I did not do a bracket. Oh, I did see on the news a little bit that Duke, I think in their first game, they allowed a dunk at the last second and they didn't cover the spread, and like a lot of people lost money over it.
What happens when you bet doing all this gambling?
I mean, it's true.
I don't gamble, so
yeah.
well, I don't say I don't gamble, but
Well,
I'm
I mean,
not. I'm not on
if
it
you're
like
in a
that.
bracket with your friends, I'm pretty sure you put
I'm
money
not
on
on it like that. Actually, I was supposed to be in Vegas for this March Madness, but COVID and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So I ended up staying here and just now I take a day off to kind of kick off March Madness a little bit.
Yeah.
So
at my old job, like when I used to work at Accenture, they did that where they take a day off just to catch some March Madness, which I think is pretty good. So
yeah, man.
Yeah, it's
needed that mental health day.
You definitely do need a mental health day. Definitely. Like I think I talked to you about in like our last episode about like context switching. I don't know if I did a lot, but I think I may have mentioned it. And it's just a lot. You're doing a lot, and it's just like shit, right? You just need that day for yourself, right? Like a lot of times during the day, I'm just freaking mentally destroyed, right?
For sure.
I haven't been in the gym as much, so.
You cut off. Nope.
Oh shit.
There he is.
All right, my microphone. I touched it. It's sensitive, so I don't know why it's so sensitive. I moved it back a little bit. I think it's with this computer too. Well, no, it's not really. It's for the other one's. So my work computer's the same way. Oh well.
What's next? We want to talk about your boy Ryan Coogler?
Oh yeah, sure. We can talk about Ryan Coogler. I'm trying to share this link in that invite that you put out too, so people can just click in and kind of just do it. Yeah, let's talk Ryan Coogler. So this actually happened a couple weeks ago, and we missed this in the last episode, right? So Ryan Coogler is
the director of Black Panther.
Director of Black Panther. He also is known for doing a Fergie Station.
Yeah. You got cut out again.
Can you hear me now?
I got you now.
All right. I'm just using like my how can you hear, like how clear is it?
It's good.
Real clear?
It's good. Yeah.
All right. I'm taking your word for it. I'm just using my Brio microphone instead of
like. You sound good. So.
All right, fine. I'm using the Brio one because I don't feel like dealing with this right now. So yeah, Ryan Coogler, director of Black Panther, for U Station about African American male that was shot and killed by police. And yeah, see, he was in Atlanta, right? I'm assuming that's where they're filming Black Panther because I think
Atlanta.
Film a lot of like movies, right? And he goes to the store. I mean, not the store. He goes to the bank. He's wearing a mask, a hat, or whatever, and
Bank of America.
Handcuffed. He gets handcuffed, right? Because he thinks he's trying to rob a bank. Now, he's also gone and said like Bank of America has apologized to his satisfaction, but it should never happen. He also gone and said that it should never happen to everyone. And it's like, well, what the fuck? Now, I'm surprised it's not bigger news, right? Because this is like, a top talented director, right? Who made $1 billion, right? So yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
So here's the thing. Did you see the video of him doing the trying to perform the transaction in the bank?
I did see the video. I saw a little bit of it. I mean, he had a hat on, he had a mask on, right? And he just kind of just walked up to the
right.
Yeah.
But the thing is, so obviously he makes a good amount of money.
Yeah.
So he goes in there and hands the girl it was like a $12,000 check or something like that. Mm-hmm. And basically hands her the check with a note. And she tried to ask him some questions and he just kept pointing at the note, like not really saying anything. Right. And the girl was like, I mean, it was kind of suspicious. I don't, she makes the calls or whatever. And, she's like, yeah, I don't know if we're getting robbed or not. Right. So, I mean, watching the video, like just from the way dude was behaving a little bit, like I can kind of understand why she made the call that she did. Cause it was just like, it's not like the notes, but at the same time, I can kind of see where she was coming from because he wasn't like interacting with her, wasn't talking. He just kind of pointing at this note. Yeah. But on the flip side, it's like I hand you a check and with instructions, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not like my instructions said, "Give me the money or you're dead" or whatever. Mm-hmm. The instructions were to, deposit the check or cash the check or whatever. I think it was for like $12,000, $15,000 or something like that. And I guess, well, according to him anyway, he was doing it that way because he didn't want to draw attention to himself, which I can get because, if somebody just counting out all this cash to you in the bank, somebody sees it, you walk outside, maybe you get jacked, who knows, right? So I can kind of see where he's coming from too, but it's kind of just like, if you just, speak up a little bit, I feel like maybe some of this could have been, you might not have had to go through all of that. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I thought it was big of him to say like, hey, Bank of America handled it like they should have, and like it's all good because I wouldn't have been that way. I would have been, hey, I'm a victim of discrimination. I'm suing.
You would be like Reverend Rollo off the Boondocks, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Like I'm causing a scene up in there, you know what I mean? But definitely not the first time where, a Black person is trying to do perform a large transaction. And something funny happens. I actually saw something on the news that the wife showed me. It was a woman, she was in Texas, and she tried to either cash or make a sizable deposit, and they just didn't believe her. It was like the check must be fake. And she was a doctor of some sort or whatever, and they just wouldn't cash it, wouldn't deposit. And they started asking her all these questions or whatever. And she was just like, and she cooperated, like she's, whoever MD and showing them what they need to see. But they were still like not trying to do business with her. So, I mean, it's just sad that 2022, after all that we've been through, we're still like going through this mess, right? And people would have you believe that it's all good. And, race relations have never been better. And you're free and you can pull yourself up by your bootstraps, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And lo and behold, here are these examples to kind of show like why black people are so like, yo, this is racist. You know what I mean? Like, because they don't like it when you pull the race card up in a conversation or whatever. But we have to. Like that's our
I mean,
experience.
someone, even if I try to joke about it with certain groups of friends, the question gets asked, right? Why has it got to be about race, right? And it's like, you make it about race, right? Like, it's always about
it
race.
is. For me, for us,
It's
I have
always
to
about
think
race.
about that. You don't
Yeah,
have to think about that. I
yeah,
have to think about it that way.
yeah. Like, a white guy telling, or a white person, or telling a colored person, a person of color, like, why is it gotta be about race? It's like, gotta be one of the dumbest things ever, because it really just shows how privileged you are. Because it's always has been. It's something that we always have to think about,
Of
right?
course.
That's on the
I
back of our.
remember being in school, in high
Yeah.
school, my high school science class. I raised my hand, a bunch of other kids raised their hand. Teacher chooses me, white kid in the class. Why you gotta pick the black guy? You know what I mean? Like, it's just, of course it is. Of course I had to ask that question. Of course I have to think about that because that's my experience. It's always my experience.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely, too. And on that note, a little bit, war in Ukraine. So, some of the news, I watched the Trevor Noah like special, and I saw this with others, how they're comparing the like all the carnage in Ukraine. And one of the things that they said is that this is like unheard of, because this is a very European. This is not the same as like an Iraq or Afghanistan. This is like a very European country.
I saw that clip, bro.
And I was like, really? Now, one guy actually said, yo, I need to be a little careful with how I say this, but this is a European country. Like, this is European. This is different from all the other conflicts that we've seen before. And I'm like, that's you being careful? What the fuck? Like,
Right?
again, I just think about, like, every time I make a comment, someone says, why does it have to be about race? Well, you motherfuckers are making it about race, right? It's always about
He
race.
literally said, like, it was like he was saying they're too civilized to have these sorts of fights, confrontations.
Yeah. I mean, and look, it's good that, like, because what's happened to Ukraine, obviously terrible, right?
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, the refugee crisis problem has been a thing for years, right? With Syria, with Uganda, with not Kuwait, I forgot the country that Saudi Arabia bombed the shit out of. But yeah, it's amazing how we don't kind of have this level of empathy for those countries, but like for this, oh, this is European. We're not used to seeing this. This is terrible. Blah, 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 blah. And like,
yeah,
are you fucking kidding me right now? So it's just like when you kind of like mention that about like what we don't think about race, Yemen, right? That's the country that like Saudi Arabia. Like I have a good friend who actually lost relatives in Yemen because Saudi Arabia was at war with terrorists there, and they were just bombing the shit out of those places, and they were hitting whatever, right? So yeah, it's crazy. Um, with that as well, it just amazes me how people think like that, and we need to make a bigger like fuss out of it too.
Right? Yeah, of course.
Yeah. You have episode 55 on the event.
I know. No, I'm off.
Like no one's watching.
I'm off.
Somebody watching on YouTube. Is it you?
No, actually, it's not. It's not me. It's not me.
Yes.
We've got viewers. Okay, we've got a following. We've got a following now.
Hey. Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't want to do this like right now, so I'll do it later.
Thank you. Good grief.
Good. So yeah. That's kind of like my little
Your
Ukraine
spiel on Ukraine.
my spill on Ukraine. I mean, I actually was talking to another old friend of mine from Louisiana, older white guy that I used to work with, and
Oh, great. This should be fun.
it is fun because so he would say that he's libertarian, right? Um, and I have to. I mean, I mess with my libertarian friends on that on that note. But he's good people. He's a really good friend of mine. Um, and like when I called him, he was high as fuck. But he told me like, man, I am high as fuck right now. And I'm like, oh, okay. But he was kind of talking about how I think it was being a little bit not pessimistic, but a little optimistic. It's like, yeah, like someone's gonna like put two bullets in the back of his head, or like Putin's head, or like give him one of those like Irish smiles because like they're messing with the money, right? Like so,
Okay.
as you know, United States is putting like heavy sanctions on European oligarchs, right?
Yeah.
The oligarchs. I don't know how much you know about this, or I can talk about it a little bit. So when the Soviet Union fell, right, and the Russia like came up, right? There are a lot of these people that were close to Putin that like started controlling some of the businesses, right?
Right.
Those are oligarchs, right? People that are like closest to Putin, right? And they just kind of pretty much make millions of dollars or billionaires based off of like just being around Putin. So the United States is like really squeezing them right now, like heavy sanctions, like boats are being seized, like $1 billion like yachts have been seized, like planes have been like grounded.
Pretty
Like
serious.
no, it is. Oh, the owner of Chelsea, right, is a billionaire Russian oligarch, right? Chelsea is a football team, obviously in the English Premier League and Champions League, right? Um, very one of the big four popular teams, right? And he can't sell tickets anymore. Right?
What?
He can't sell his team and he can't sell tickets. So, like, I don't know how does that work, right?
Somebody got the message out.
I didn't read more on that actually to see how that works. I did read a little bit that Saudi Arabia tried to buy Chelsea from them, but he can't sell tickets and he can't sell the team. Like, well, they tried to buy the team from him, and I guess he didn't. So it's weird. They did have one Russian oligarch said that who's a billionaire, said he doesn't know how to live anymore because of all the sanctions. I'm like, you're a billionaire, you'll be fine.
They get worried too. They get worried.
Fuck out of here. I mean, like, they get worried about dumb shit like Elon Musk was whining about paying $11 billion in taxes, which is a lot of money, but he's worth $300 billion. So
I don't even want to hear about this fool, man. Every time he says something that sounds smart on Twitter or social media, he comes back with like something stupid.
yeah,
So I mean,
really, I'm paying 11 billion in taxes. Well, thanks for paying your contribution. Fuck, out of here. You're worth 300 billion, right? And I mean, not to get into like a financial discussion here, but like billionaires have played this little trick on like net worth because net worth isn't really taxed as much as income, right?
right?
So income wise, they don't like income wise, like Jeff Bezos only gets paid like $80,000 a year, but net worth is billions, and he can like leverage loans off of stocks and whatnot. That's not taxed. So many sneaky ways to kind of get around like the tax code that they do. So that's crazy.
Respect.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. You want to talk about the Miss Marvel trailer? I didn't take any notes for this one. I just watched the trailer. I kind of watched the reviews of it.
I didn't take notes either, but I definitely know that we are not the demographic that's aimed after, right? I think
Truth.
I think that they're trying to pull in
What's a teen
Um,
movie?
a
It's a teen
a slightly two different demographic. Yeah, young teen, early teen, young adult uh movie for sure. Um, but I was, and we were talking about this before.
movie.
At least in the trailer, you can't say anything for the movie, but it seemed like they took away her embiggen powers, right? Where she can make her fist really huge or her feet or whatever to do what she needs to do.
Let's talk about
That's
that.
gone.
Let's talk about. I mean, she still does it. Like it looks like she'll a punch. Like she'll punch. It will be like a big punch after it, right, or whatever. But her powers is more. Niggas appear. It's like niggas appear. Niggas like this. This is not in the comic books. This is termed here. So, what is going
Look,
on here?
no, it doesn't have to be
Power
straight
set
out
in the
comic.
Are you one of the Star Wars fans that are really angry that Han Solo isn't shooting first and like
I can care less about that. I can care less about that. I can care less about
like,
that.
Han Solo shot first in the original series, man. They messed it up. Like,
I feel like I'm more that way about like Batman and some of the other DC properties that they have right now.
Shocking that you're like this with the Marvel properties. So okay. I actually like her. I mean, so let me first start admitting I don't know much about Miss Marvel. I do want to poke fun at a friend of ours. Won't say his name. He said about like how Miss Marvel isn't a hottie, and I'm like, this chick's in high school. Like, what the hell are you doing right now? But I did look it up, and she's 19, so saved a little bit. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Saved.
But also, like, in terms of that, it's good that like she's not like doesn't look like ScarJo or like Captain Marvel or whatever, right? It's good to kind of have like a normal looking. Hopefully, don't get canceled for that in a couple of years. But
wrong with you? A normal looking woman? Is that what you're trying to say?
Not a freaking diss. But this is good. It was nice. I didn't think that when I first saw it. I was actually excited for the movie.
Okay, that's fair. It
was not a movie; it's a show. So I'm actually excited to see it. First, I mean, she's a Muslim superhero. I'm Muslim, right? Not religious, but I'm a Muslim. That's part of my culture, right? So it's good to kind of see part of her culture, like there as well. There is a part of I was kind of watching a review of it, and there is a part of Miss Marvel where, so as you know, Muslims we don't eat pork, right? And
whoa. You don't eat pork, right?
not eat pork. Do not.
Oh, you said we only eat pork. I was like, wait a minute, what?
Infidel. Infidel.
Oh my god.
Yeah. No. No, we do not eat pork. And in the comics, he kind of jokes about this when she calls it delicious infidel meat.
Wow.
Which is funny. I think there's like a pet pig in that trailer. I don't remember. It's been a little bit.
Who knows?
No, I like the trailer. I know it's not catering to like my demographic per se.
Definitely.
Like high school, like they show like the guy with like his shirt off, like handing her shirt, and the guy's like super scrawny. She was like, that's what high school girls are into.
I mean, it's a nice little like teen movie series, which I mean, you have to get all the demographics in there, whatever. So I mean, there's young girls, 12, 13, 14, they'll eat it up. They know that. They know that.
I'm excited to see it. She's gonna be in the Captain Marvel #2 movie, The Marvels. Right? Yeah, The Marvels. That's gonna have.
So now I wonder if that movie is gonna be like Shazam now for them, right? Because Shazam had the whole like family with powers deal, and they had to give it back up to bring it back. So I don't know.
Yeah, well, we'll see. So it's gonna be interesting to kind of pronounce this one because her name is spelled like Kamala. Kamala, like Kamala Harris.
See, I didn't even try. I went around. I didn't even
Kamala.
try.
So she is Kamala, right?
Okay.
No, Kamala. Yeah, no, her.
Excuse me.
She already mispronounced it. It's her. She is Kamala Khan, while the vice president is Kamala. So
Okay.
pronounce it's the exact same spelling but different pronunciations, right? So yeah, she apparently has. I'm just reading this down on Wikipedia. Nega bands, which is what's giving her powers, which I find interesting. But yeah, it's going to be her, Brie Larson, Tinoa Paris, right? And yeah, that's going to be the next movie. I wonder if they're going to have scrolls in this miniseries.
They would have to, right? Here and there.
They're in WandaVision.
Yeah.
Well, at least one was.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be doing Secret War. So that's going to be interesting, I think.
So much went on in that time in the storyline. I'm wondering how they're going to translate that to film, bro. A lot happened in Secret Wars.
Yeah. I was actually surprised they did whatchamacallit, the Civil War, because I remember reading that comic, and Civil War is pretty good. Let me not say it wasn't.
Man, that was a good movie, though. You can't hate on Civil War. Only you would hate on Civil War.
I'm not hating on Civil War. That was a pretty good movie. So yeah, I'm trying to read up on these nega bands, and it's not really showing me. It looks like it's Kree technology, we think. Well, I'm just kind of just reading on Wikipedia right quick. So I think it's Kree technology. Which is interesting, but it makes me wonder if they can be taken away from her. Right? Because
maybe.
In the trailer, can she take them off? Right? So is her powers just purely linked to like those bands? Right?
I don't think so, because in the trailer, from what I saw, it sounds like she just had them on. I don't think it's related, but you never know.
Yeah, but like if she keeps them on, like her parents or family would know about them, and she has to take them off. So I don't know. We will see how it happens. I'm excited to see her to play in that movie. Her name is Iman Vellani. She's Canadian, but she's playing a Jersey girl. And I think the series is coming out. When is it coming out?
You catch the Halo series? I think that came out this weekend or
what series?
Yesterday. Halo.
No, where is that on? Is that on? I just saw a commercial about this too.
Probably freaking Hulu and Peacock or whatever.
Oh well, I have enough freaking services I don't need. Yeah. So it's probably gonna be enough for me. You don't have the start date for this. Actually, no, it is June 8th.
Okay.
So it will be out June 8th. So I'm excited about that. I think Moon Knight is gonna come out before that. It looks like.
I'm looking forward to Moon Knight. I know it's kind of like a Batman ripoff, but let's see. Let's see what they got.
So is Daredevil. Right.
I mean, no arguments, right?
Yeah. They said they're gonna push the boundaries a little bit with Moon Knight, right? With like some of the violence, and we shall see.
It can't get any. I don't think it can get worse than Daredevil. Honestly.
It's not gonna get worse than Daredevil. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Movie. Yeah. I remember they actually removed like a movie from Disney where a grown woman was kissing a young boy like on the lips.
Right.
This movie. It was like something Bodyguard or whatever. I thought it was cool. But there are a lot of fucked up people in the world, so that's why we can't have that anymore.
Oh my God.
Like most of us don't like think nothing of it, but yeah, there are a lot of just really messed up people in the world. Yeah, Moon Knight comes out March 30th.
Oh, that's what?
That's the next one.
Next week? Yeah.
That's gonna
Definitely
be
gonna watch that.
Next week, Wednesday.
Okay.
Moon Knight. So Oscar Isaac's gonna be Moon Knight, so that's gonna be cool. I wonder if Blade's gonna be a part of that. You know?
I would think so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Just a thought process there. Yeah. So no, excited for Miss Marvel. Excited for Moon Knight. Yeah, Disney just knows how to make me keep my subscription.
They know how to whet your appetite because you already paid for it like a long time ago. And
Yeah.
right now you're thinking about logging off, and it's like, wait, we're adding Yahoo support. Like,
well, I'm already screwed because my sister, her niece, my niece and nephew and my sister, so her kids, use my Disney account. So it's like I can't. The second that goes off, I'm gonna get a call like, "What happened to Disney Plus?" What's going on with that?
oh man.
So yeah. That's so funny. Yeah, there is a Disney service called Disney Stars, by the way.
I can't keep up, man. Oh God.
Well, so Disney Stars is not in America, but if you have a VPN, you can like put your like country in a different, like in Canada or England or wherever where they do have, or Australia where they do have Disney Stars. And ideally, it's just mature Disney content, like things that are owned by the company, but it's mature content. So it's not in the United States, but yeah. All right. What else do we want to talk about? You are yawning your ass off, but I have to call it out.
Huh? I'm not yawning.
All right, let's talk about your boy. Actually, let's talk about the Lakers for a second.
Bro.
Let's talk about the Lakers.
Let's talk about these guys, man.
Yeah.
This team.
Go first.
This team reminds me of the team back in the day when they brought back old ass Karl Malone, Gary Payton, and a couple of other guys. They had Shaq there.
Payton, it was Karl Malone, Gary Payton, Shaq, Kobe. Right, I forgot who was the fifth starter. It may have been.
That's what I'm saying. It might have been Ray Fox. It might have been. I can't think of the point guard. Derek Fisher, maybe. I don't know.
Karamu.
But that was a team that obviously you pay for guys with that name, like you're looking to win, right? Obviously, they didn't win.
Karl was way past his prime too. Way past his prime.
All those guys were right.
I will say this.
So,
Karl was way past his prime. At least they made it to the finals. Like this team will barely make the playoffs, right? Which is just nuts.
They didn't have the chemistry. So, but fast forward to today, right? You got LeBron, you got AD. These guys are coming off winning a chip. 2020?
Yeah.
2020. Yeah, I think 2020, maybe 2021.
2019.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not the defending champ. Okay.
Yeah.
So LeBron's probably thinking, like, I got AD. We got some decent role players. I'll go out and get a couple other guys. Whatever. Fast forward to this season, they signed Russell Westbrook. He signed off on it. It seems hype. Seems like it's going to be a new beginning. And it's been a disaster.
It has been.
And Westbrook, remember last episode, I was like, that guy might want to consider retiring.
I think that's too much, but
I mean, this dude is his shooting percentage is terrible. I mean, this guy is taking horrible shots, just making horrible plays and decisions. It's like there's no way I could keep this guy on the field on the court if I'm the coach. Like he's just.
I will say this though, it's not all Russell Wilson's fault. I mean Russell Westbrook's fault. Russell Wilson got traded. We can talk about him another day. It's not all Russell Westbrook's fault, though he has a lot to do with it. Like if his shooting percentage wasn't so bad, we wouldn't be talking that much about like his other faults, right?
Probably, yeah.
But like we saw recently, like I think when they were playing against like Milwaukee, he shot an air ball and he was being trolled by not Milwaukee, it was Minnesota Timberwolves. He was being trolled by Karl Anthony Towns and I forgot his teammate's name.
Oh, Karl Anthony Towns. Okay.
His other teammate, who used to play with the Clippers, and with Russell Westbrook years ago, when he's like, man, he tricked y'all. He make you act like Patrick Beverly. Patrick Beverly trick y'all. He made you think he could play defense. He don't play no defense, right? And like he shot this air ball, three ball, like way over. He was wide open too. He was really wide open. Just shot it way over, and like Karl Anthony Towns was like this, like it was like ducking. And like you should see the replay, like Patrick Beverly's handing the ball to like the referee, but he like throws it up and it's like ducks pass. Just so
oh my god.
Here's the thing. I think that I think they're gonna get rid of him for sure. Like he's gone from that team. I don't think they should get rid of him though, right? The problem with that team though is communication. The guy is just too talented. Yeah. He's too talented, right? I know a lot of people are gonna give him shit, right? For not shooting, but like if he wants to, like, I think he needs to ask himself. We need to get in his head, like, is he really willing to take that next step? He's already a top 75 player, right? First player to have 3 back-to-back average and triple-double seasons.
Ooh, spit that talk.
Yeah, I mean, when they ask him, a reporter asked him, how do you stay confident? He goes, well, I scored 23,000 points. Like he said, like he has the numbers, right? So the question is, what are you willing to do that win the championship? The talent is there. He's an athlete. I mean, for what is, he may be boneheaded, just dumb plays and can't shoot for shit, but he goes out and he plays, right?
That's good.
He's durable. He doesn't get hurt, like unlike Anthony Davis, unfortunately, right? LeBron James is getting older, right? When they lost,
38, 39 right now. Might look that up.
He's 37. LeBron James is a month younger than I am, which is crazy.
Wait, you said he's 27?
37.
Oh, 30. It's like no way with that wrinkled ass forehead is he still 37. Good grief.
37. He's trying to play with his son for his final year in the NBA.
Noble, but it's going to be hard to make that happen.
Oh, it's going to be very well. I mean, I think he's on a free agency. So wherever his son gets drafted, he'll go. Right now, they're projecting his son to be no better in the second round at best. So hopefully, I mean, he still has time and he's still young. So kind of, I hope like that happens for him.
Yeah.
Talking about this current team right now, like, I don't know. I'll have to see where Westbrook heads at. Like, dude, are you trying to win a championship or are you not?
No, I'm just trying to win some new jerseys.
I mean, if you fucking just out here just trying to get stats and like just out there just fucking running fast, getting fast, and like fine, we'll like get you, like buy you out, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he's too talented, right? And they need to focus on. So I watched. There's a channel called Heat Check. This guy, he kind of breaks down NBA plays, and um, he uh he was breaking down the Lakers' loss to like Houston, and Houston's like one of the worst teams in the league.
Ooh,
Worst teams in the league, and they
not
lost.
pretty.
Yeah, and they lost to Houston. Mind you, they still have Carmelo, they have LeBron, they have Westbrook, and they lost to you lose to Houston. I don't even know who the hell's on that team, right?
Not anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who's
Is
on that team.
Capella? Is Capella on there? I feel like Capella might be on there. I don't know.
I don't think so. But like one of the things that like they like when it comes to like, so they went to overtime, right? And the guy shows like the exact moment that LeBron James just quits. Like right when like Russell Westbrook like threw up like a shot or whatever, and he couldn't get the rebound. He's like, or he missed his layup or whatever, and he's like, "Fuck it, I don't care anymore." Like, stop playing defense or everything, right? And that's kind of the
Wouldn't
thing.
you though? If you were that good and you already realized what the outcome was, are you gonna stay down there and I'll
Yeah,
entertain the kids and do this and that? No.
well, yeah. He's 37 years old. He can't play defense 100% of the time, right? He's not He's not as athletic as Russell Westbrook, right? So I'm
Russell Westbrook is a freak of nature.
yeah, he is. He is. He can be the glove if you wanted to on defense. He just doesn't do it. And he's just an athlete. So at the end of the game too, like the guys are like saying, yeah, we're just going after Carmelo Anthony. Like at the end of the game, right? Because Carmelo Anthony, he's also old. He's also 37, right? Um, and he's well past his prime. And they were just targeting him so much, right? And he's trying his best. He was doing his best, but like wasn't happening. Wasn't happening. So
That's hilarious.
yeah, like even if they got rid of Russell Westbrook, like that's not gonna fix their problems, right? They have a defensive communication problem that they got to fix. Like LeBron James is offensive genius, so he just needs a bunch of long people that can hit some shots and play some defense. That's really all you need. You don't need stars.
Yeah.
People that have length, can shoot, play some defense, and shoot occasionally.
But I think he needs that now. He's getting older. He needs that now. He needs that.
Yeah, he needs people to step up on him on defense. Like, I mean, he's older now, but he's not the weak link on defense. Obviously, it's Carmelo Anthony, but and Russell Westbrook. But like, he needs people to kind of back him up on defense, on the defensive end, and like that team just doesn't play defense at all. They have to score like 120 points to have a shot at winning, right? And for a team that is that old, like that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Last topic of the day: Deshaun Watson.
Wait, what's the last one?
Deshaun Watson. You suggested it. You get
so
the microphone again.
No, like I didn't hear you at first because I don't know. You know, your mic is like cutting in and out. But anyway, so this is one of those things where like I always get sad when I hear about these cases about these football players, right? Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of these guys are, you know, in a position where they get all this money now. They may be new to it. Yeah. But they're out there like, you know, still flexing, maybe doing some things that may or may not be questionable, whatever. And, you know, here we come with Deshaun Watson. I mean, this dude has been like a model citizen in the NFL thus far, right? No trouble.
This looks like
hasn't been doing anything.
Looks like
right?
He was a model citizen, right?
And then all of a sudden, like you have all these allegations with the physical therapy and the massages and all of this and that. And it was about to be over. You know, his career was pretty much about to be over. And part of me was kind of questioning like how this came out, because the situation in Houston was such that like you knew he wanted to leave. They're not going anywhere. Yeah. And you know, I feel like somebody was just trying to do was trying to do him dirty a little bit. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously, like any allegation like the ones that were put against him, I mean, should be taken seriously. Like it's not a game, obviously. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But fast forward to very recently, it seems like this dude is pretty much off the hook.
Yeah.
He gets a $230 million payday from the Cleveland Browns. And you saw that sad ass note from Baker Mayfield, right? I gave my all for this franchise. Like, bro, like people get traded all the time, bro. Stop crying. Like, get the fuck out of here. I felt nothing. I felt nothing. I laughed at the note. I was like, dude, get the fuck out of here, dog. Like, if you play better, because you all right. You all right.
First overall pick. But is it his fault or was it the Browns' fault? Like the Browns just are trash, right?
The culture is just one of losers.
OBJ was there. He forced himself out, won a championship. I'm just saying.
Man,
Matthew Stafford forced himself out of freaking Detroit, wins a championship. Just saying, you know, like,
bro. But he, you know, I was reading like some of the allegations and all this stuff and some stuff that happened. And now for him to, I mean, I think for the most part they're dropped. I think there might be.
They're silver cases.
Yeah.
Cases. So the criminal cases are dropped.
There.
Yeah. Criminal cases are dropped. The civil cases are there. 25 women. 25 women accused him of this. 25. Like I remember when the accusations of like Bill Cosby, and I was still kind of in that mindset. It's like Bill Cosby, what? This guy doing something like this? Then another woman came out, and another woman came out, and another woman came out. And it's sad that they have to form the Avengers to come take you down, but like that's kind of where we are with this.
I mean, but you say that, right? But it seems a little convenient, right? Because again, he had a serious dissatisfaction with the team in the way they were doing things. They traded away his number one receiver, right? DeAndre Hopkins. Traded this guy away. They had some other pieces out there. They were a contender. And now they've given them up. Giving them all up.
Well, you know what else? You know what's convenient? Having 25 like silver cases like millions of dollars of silver cases, being having as many silver cases as he has, and then getting a $230 million payday. That's convenient. Touche. That's a real convenient.
Touche.
$230 million. It's like, oh, less worried about it now. Pay whatever money and be done with it. So, yeah. It's the NFL sucks at this kind of thing. You see this unfortunately all the time with their players. Ben Roethlisberger, like early in his career. Now, mind you, he hasn't gotten in trouble ever since, but early in his career, he did some really fucked up shit. That's just not okay. He's retired now. But yeah, no. Speaking of football,
I hope that guy finds success, man. Like honestly, like I hope that guy finds success.
And I hope because it's better, right? I mean, I
feel like the owner came out.
Right. I hope they get paid because he should like have some repercussions against some of the shit that he's like that's happened. Like when 25 women come out, I know it sounds convenient, but still, like we've seen this time and time again with football players, right? They think they're better than everyone and get away with this shit. So, yeah, that's unfortunate, but it is convenient. He's getting that $230 million payday to help him with those silver suits that he got himself into. I want to do one last thing before we kind of end it up because I forgot to mention this last time because Tom Brady had just came back. I don't know if I mentioned this in the last podcast. So he came back, he unretired, right? And apparently, like like a couple of days before like he retired, like somebody did you just put me off? I promise you, I'm wrapping this up. I'm wrapping this up. Okay. A couple of days before he retired, somebody bought his last touchdown football for
Oh, I
$500,000.
heard about this.
Yes. For $500,000.
$500,000.
For his last
And
touchdown football, the next day he had retired.
I don't think there's ever been a bigger case of buyer's remorse like in history, right? Like, this is my last football. I'm never coming back. I retire. Boom. 500K. I'm coming to get it.
Yep.
Then, like 2 months later, after talking extensively with my wife, I've decided, what? What?
Yeah.
What?
It's crazy.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's all. I feel like that's all anybody can say. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Tom Brady did say that he's gonna buy it back from like in Bitcoin or some shit. So
Okay.
whatever that fuck that means. But oh shit, we had some responses. Brian handled the situation wrong. I'm not sure what you handle. Oh, you handle that note. He was wrong. Oh yeah. Hey Candace. Hey Candace, thanks for supporting. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to the chat. I wish I was paying attention to the chat, and I would have responded.
It happens. I mean, that's when you're on the chat, we come back. We hit you up later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come back. We still got to get that. Look, we got to find a mutual game so we can do our Twitch gaming session. I'm telling you, Apex Legends is free.
Okay.
And it's fun. Get on there.
Okay. Might do that. We might have to do something with Gran Turismo. Yeah.
I was just on it today. I was playing for like 2 hours a day. Yeah.
I told you last week that I was gonna beat like Horizon Zero Dawn. I didn't even touch it this weekend because I was so busy with other stuff. Yeah, I'll try to like the thing with Horizon Forbidden West is I got some of the like the last level of like armors and like weapons, and I need to level them up, and they're such a pain in the ass to level up because you have to like beat some of these monsters and get these certain items, and it's just a fucking pain in the ass. It's like,
well, they're not gonna make it easy. Everything.
I mean, but I got the fucking final weapon. Why I gotta fucking level up for? Like, what the fuck?
It depends.
I gotta like start leveling shit up. So yeah, whatever.
Look, they're not gonna make it too hard to get you a Honda Civic. You know what I'm saying?
No, I got the Honda. No. I got the weapon. Now I gotta like they're like levels to the weapon, like level 1, 2, 3 to 5, I think. And it's like on level 1. And I want to get to like level 5, so I can just kind of cakewalk through the freaking final boss. But like it's kind of like, whatever. All right. I said that we needed to like drop on like 10. I'm kind of keeping us over. So that's all we got for today. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Please remember to go on Anchor, Spotify, etc., to check out our latest episodes. I know that I am behind in posting those, so look for those this week. Look for them this week.
Cool. See you guys. Bye.